In the previous part, we have seen the big temple and its architectural features. In the second part, we shall see another Chola heritage. Only superior quality granites were used for building the big temple. The discarded stones were used to build the Kartikeya temple next to the big temple. It was built in the 13th century by the Pandya kings, but the close affinity of architectural style shows that the Pandyas were influenced by Chola architecture, though minor variations were present in them. While the style is the same, the sculptures are of very intricate nature and a prelude to the Dharasaram temple architecture. This temple is known for its exquisite pieces of decorative architecture, a perfect gem of carved stonework. The tooling of the stone is most exquisite, delicate and elaborate, retaining its sharpness even today. Miniature sculptural representations of mythological characters are depicted in the plinth area. The chiseling on hard granite to make miniatures is very difficult, and this temple is full of such carvings.
Granite polishing is something extraordinary, and the jewelry of art and architectural motifs are also being seen in this temple construction. The minute intrinsic carving in the Nupura Kumuta is something remarkable as well as amazing in the art of architectural motif anywhere in granite works. The same similar structures are also available in Belur Halabid, whereas the material is different. It is soft stone, quite suitable for engraving, whereas here in this temple the engraving work is not happen. It is only by the help of hammer and chisel. The chiseling work is capable of creating this type of intrinsic carving in this plinth area, which is really a remarkable, amazing creation in the architectural form of South Indian tradition. So therefore one has to amaze at this architectural beauty of this shrine and to learn the basics of how to make use of puff stone, sandstone, granite black, granite white, and all types of stones in the art of construction.
Different types of jewelry, floral designs and motifs can be seen along with figure carvings. Today some of these designs can be seen in saris and other dress material. Social life was closely associated with temples in early days, especially in Tamil Nadu. Agriculture was the main occupation of the people in those days. People settled down near agricultural land. Kings built temples near the settlement, as it was believed that one should not stay where there are no temples. Besides working as a fort and a place of worship, temples also worked as a school, a cultural center, and also as a granary. Here the king interacted with the citizens and the priests, and also with the god. Built 2 centuries after the big temple, the Iyravatheeshara Temple at Dharasaram near Kumbakonam is situated near the river Arasalar. During floods, this area gets inundated, and over centuries, the ground level outside the temple has risen due to sedimentation. Dedicated to Lord Shiva, this temple is also made of granite on which intrinsic carvings are made. The Vimana of this temple is just 80 feet in height. Every panel has sculptures of Hindu mythological figures. Here also, like in the big temple, there is no repetition of any figure. While it is the Vimana that attracts one's attention in the big temple, the main architectural feature of Dharasaram temple is the Rajagambira Tirumandapam with 100 pillars. This mandapam is in the form of a chariot drawn by horses. All these granite pillars have exquisite carvings. It is an amalgamation of Chola and Kalinga style. The builder, Rajaraja II, comes under the Hatya dynasty. Because of the relationship between the Cholas and the Hoysalan dynasty, influences of Hoysalan architecture can be seen here, like in Belur, Halebid and Pattadakkal. In Dharasaram temple, soft granite with a greenish tint are used. The sculptures are engraved, not chiseled, like in the big temple. Even on the earrings, intrinsic carvings can be seen.
The roof is also being beautifully decorated with intrinsic sculptural depiction. You can see the floral wreaths converted into Hamsavari all over the upper portion of the pillar, which is resisting all the heavy load of the roof blocks made up of granite again. So therefore, the technology was so high in order to receive all the load from the top to the bottom in a sparing way. And on the pedestal part of the pillars, you can see any number of leogryph, which is a monstrous form of lion mingled with elephant, and it is also very unique with all identical features. There is no alike forms.
Sculptures of strange animals can also be seen on the walls. Sculptures referring to Buddhism are depicted in Dharsaram Temple also.
The Hamsa lion that I have already mentioned is actually belonging to the Buddha cult. Buddhism is very much fascinated with the Hamsa lion, whereas it has been avoided by the Saiva cult in the early period of 11th century and 10th century in South Indian tradition, which was very freely adopted by the Dauhatya dynasty in 12th century. This is also an unique feature of South Indian architectural development in this part of the Chola creation.
Devadasi system, where female dancers renounce their lives for the service of the god, was popular in early centuries. Their dance form was known as Chatur or Kutu. In later years, this dance form became popular as Bharatanatyam. The earliest sculptural representations of Bharatanatyam Karanas are found in Big Temple and in Dharsaram Temple. Each sculpture has been carved meticulously following the order of Natya Shastra.
This is the plinth area of this Iyravatheeshara temple. On the bottom layer, you can see all the dancing postures like this in a row on either side of the mandap as well as the plinth area of the Vimana throughout the temple complex. These are all the depiction of 108 Karanas in Tandava as well as in Lasya position. Existing in this dancing style was also being recorded here in a sculptural form, which is always referred by the Indian art critics as the referential material to identify and to explore the intrinsic movement of the present Bharatanatyam as well as the South Indian dance forms. So here every panel is unique and there is no repetition of any movement here. That is the glory and the unique feature of this depiction. Its date is 12th century and it is well in compact position here underneath this kapota. So it is a referential sculptural visual form available in an everlasting beautiful postures also.
Lord Shiva had some ardent devotees called Nine Mars. These colorful paintings were added to the temple by Nine Mars in 1532. This carving of Adipada Nine Mar, a sect of fishermen belonging to Nagapattinam offering fish to the Lord, may point to the fact that consuming food other than vegetarian food was not considered a taboo in those times. Brihadisvara and Iyravatheeshara temples have been declared World Heritage Monuments by UNESCO, and both are being preserved. Even for restoration, the conservation material, stuccos or lime, and the mortar are prepared in the traditional way, allowing little time for fermentation. In the mortar, jaggery, seeds of a certain plant, tree bark, etc. are added in the right proportion and ground in the traditional way, as it would have been done some 10 centuries ago. Every effort is being made to keep these temples in its original glory. The Brihadisvara and Iyravatheeshara temples stand as the most exceptional and outstanding testimony to the development of the Chola Empire and Tamil civilization. No wonder a historian once described these temples as a sculptor's dream, a historian's mind, a dancer's vision, and a sociologist's scoop, all rolled into one.